this, and thank you all for coming.
Thank you. Being at the end of the alphabet along Van Stone's, it's an unexpected pleasure to go first. So I'll try not to use all my 8 minutes, but I brought some notes to keep myself on track.
I don't think it's working.
Not working? Is that better? Yeah. Okay, I'll try not to breathe into it. Background, I was born in Peterborough, Ontario, moved to Waterloo in the 60s to go to university there. Spent another 39 years on the campus managing the university's computing facilities, the campus network, and internet services. Married for 54 years, retired 15 years. We've been here in ACW for 30 years. We have a cottage property over in Lake Huron, a few kilometers north of Kingsbridge. Experience, I have been an ACW council for 12 years. The first 4 as councillor for Asheville Ward, then deputy reeve, then deputy mayor after they changed the title. The last 2 sets of 4 years, I'm also on Huron County Council, where I've been the county's representative for the Southwest Integrated Fiber Technology Project, trying to deliver better internet service throughout Huron County and Southwestern Ontario. More on that a bit later. I've served on both the Lucknow and the Goderich Fire Boards, Huron County Health Unit for 2 years, been involved in lakefront associations for 30 years, on the Maitland Valley Conservation Authority in total for 15 years in one capacity or another. I even got involved in a source water protection working group out of Kingsbridge to learn how to protect ourselves better with the water. And I've been a community rep on county committees for about 15 years. Let's see, which of these topics? I'm going to do the topics out of order a bit. The future of ACW is one of the aspects here. I think in general we need to continue to keep taxes in line with inflation. We need to keep promoting the growth of the agricultural sector, and I'm delighted to see, and I'll leave this to Jennifer Hildenberg to talk more about it, an agricultural economic development committee is in the works. We need to keep investing in volunteer-run facilities and services. I think that's very important in terms of community development. We've been doing things like that in Ben Miller, in St. Helens, here in Dungannon. And one of the problem areas that I've seen over the past 12 years is trying to protect our natural resources against things that want to disrupt them. We're somewhat hamstrung in terms of provincial regulations on what we can and can't do there, but it's important we keep trying. In terms of immediate concerns, my 3 are, there's a labor shortage. I mean, you can read all kinds of things about it online, and the Huron Perth, I keep forgetting their name, but they have a social research and planning council that has put up some very good documentation on the fact that there's a triplex of problems here. There's not enough people to fill some of the vacancies that employers would like to fill so that they can staff up to full services and expand. One of the problems is that they can't attract people to the area because they can't find affordable accommodations. And of course, nobody wants to live in an area where the internet service is so bad that you can't work from home or school your children from home when the need arises. It's a triple problem. You can't solve one without attacking the other 2. I'm very much interested in alternate methods of construction that are cheaper than $200,000 homes, which are almost impossible to build and sell at a profit anymore. I was reading today something in Cambridge, Ontario, where they're trying to put together a plan for $20,000 small homes, tiny homes. There's all kinds of opportunities if we learn to think small instead of think big. Let's see here. Change pages. Taxes. The only thing I can say about taxes is if inflation keeps going up, taxes are going to go up with them. There's no good news about that. The airport is another one of the topics. I think there's some good news there. I recently saw the advertisement, or the press release out of Goderich about a new national airline tackling Air Canada and WestJet, and 3 ancillary companies that are going to go along with it for airport servicing, or airplane servicing, flight training, and some short-haul tourism stuff. That's all good stuff. It's not going to cost ACW anything. There was also a study on the airport as to how to fund the revitalization, renovation, and expansion. And of course, there's never been any agreement on how to fund that, so that's still an unresolved issue. The last 2 topics I'm going to try and tie together a bit. One is the Port Albert Servicing Master Plan, and the other one is in general how we fund development as the community grow. The biggest problem from my point of view is that when we have an area where one developer comes in and buys up a whole bunch of acres and wants to build 50, 60, 70, 80 houses, that's easy to handle. The developer gets to pay for everything, all the infrastructure that's needed, the roads, the drainage, everything. When you get a situation like Port Albert, for example, it's not that simple because the development there isn't going to happen en masse. One person's not going to come in and buy up all of the currently unbuilt land. It's going to happen in bits and pieces, dribs and drabs, chunks. And unfortunately, before we can issue any building permits at all of the infrastructure necessary for the roads and the drainage systems has to be in place. There's no easy way to raise the money for that other than the fact that the township's paying for half of some things and the landowners that abut the roads and the drainage system are paying for the rest. Nobody's found a better way around that in terms of what's fair, at least in my opinion, so I'll leave it to the audience to ask for questions about that, and I'll pass the mic now.